Last week this bed was full of weeds. Today something goes in the ground for the very first time. Welcome to the 4-hour allotment. I am Maninder. I have taken on a neglected plot of allotment in Letchworth, and I am committing to 4 hours a week for next 2 years to see what it can become. Whether you have just found me or you are here from episode 1, I'm very glad you are here. Last week we cleared this bed and we cut down the grass. This week this bed gets its first set of seeds, and we will also try to explore other beds and see what's in those beds. And then I got one neglected pot of rose. It's a beautiful morning today, so let's get started. First we will try to put some potato seeds in this bed. So I got this a bag of manure delivered last week. I will now put some of it in this bed, and then we will put some seeds in for potatoes. So you might not have seen this tool, or you may have. This is hand hoe. It's mainly used in India. I got it many years back because I'm born in India. I used to use it quite a lot. It's quite handy. Some people might find it a little bit difficult to work with because people here are not that used to this. I love it to like get to the root of the weeds and just take it out. You can use a garden spade. I have, again, this is kind of a hoe to create some rows. So basically pile up the soils or dig a little trench. In India we call it kahi. I'm just marking out sort of like rough idea like where I'm going to dig a trench to sow the potatoes, and just take out some weeds as I find them. Maybe a little bit closer, but I think I will use this to create the 4 sort of trenches. Mix a lot of manure in it. Now the good thing is the manure bag is next to the bed, so it should not take me that long to put the manure in this bed. I find this kind of hoe quite handy, especially in clay soil, because it really does a nice job without much sort of struggle, and perfect in digging a trench. Maybe I can eventually source some for others if people are keen. So do let me know in the comments how you feel about it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just mixing some farmyard manure in these trenches a little bit, and then I will just rake it a bit and then put some seeds in. So, and then I might top up this bed with more manure to enrich the soil. What I'm going to do now, once I mix it, I'm just gonna put seeds in, water them, and then leave it to the nature. So I got 2 bags of seeds here. One is Cara, which is the main crop, and then I got Nadine, which is the second earlies. So they are coming along nicely. I think I just plant them as they are, and we'll see whether I need more seeds. I will just maybe mix up maybe 2 rows of Nadine and 2 rows of Cara in this bed, and then if I can clear other beds in time, maybe I still have few days to, or a 1 week or so, to sow another bed as well with potatoes. Do tell me if you feel these are too close or they are okay. I think they say 60 centimeters between the rows, but I think mines are like 45-40. So do share what's your experience about the distance you keep between the trenches of potatoes when you sow. I just want to know from you how you operate a trowel. So I do it like this. I think that's how this tool is meant to be used, but actually there are no rules. In gardening, I think you can use it the way you want to, but I just want to know from you how you use trowel. So do you use like this, or do you use like this? Do share in the comments. So what I'm doing here is I'm sowing the Cara in these 2 rows, and then those 2 rows at the front for Nadine. So I will just go around with my trowel. I'm gonna dig a little sort of hole. It's like around 10-15 centimeters, and just put the soil over, and I'm keeping around 25 to 30 centimeters the distance between the 2 seeds. So what I'm going to do now is to just water them a little bit to give them a good start, and then see how it goes. And once the shoots start coming up, then what I will do is I will pile up little bit of soil from the sides, and slowly this ridge you see, this will start building on top of the rows where potatoes are sown. So now, as I have watered the newly sown potatoes, what I'm trying to do now is, I don't need to necessarily do this, but I like it because I think we have watered it. I use this in my garden. When you have a new plant, you just put it in, you water it. It's best to just put a little sort of mulch, manure or compost on the surface after you finish planting, because it let the moisture not dry out. So the water we did just a little bit, a small layer on top, so that the soil which has been watered doesn't dry out quickly, and it will keep the sort of area around the seed a little bit moist for longer. Even if we get a longer dry spell, we should be okay. So that's it pretty much in terms of, we're done with this bed. That's the one main task accomplished for today. At least we got something growing. Seeds are in now. Now it's not much in our hands, it's in the hand of something much bigger than us. We can only try our best. We'll now leave it to the nature to do its magic, and let's see what we get. I'm just gonna take a couple of minutes break now. I have a quick question for you, or maybe a couple of questions for you, if you can help. One, I want to know what you would do with this grass. Would you like just take it out, dig it up from the roots, or would you do like sort of a no dig, put cardboards on top and a manure? I'm thinking about the second option, but then I'm concerned it's gonna cost me a lot of money for this plot to just put cardboards everywhere and put manure. Minimum you need at least 6 to 8 centimeters layer. So do let me know in the comments what your experience is and what you would do. And second thing, as you know, we are already kind of in a growing season. Is there anything you think we can sow directly into the beds towards the end of April, something like that, so that I can just get some other crops as well, vegetables going? So let me know what your advice is in the comments. We will now go around these 4 and those 2 6 raised beds. We would leave those 2 in the end for later on. So I will just go and see, is there anything like what's the state of these beds? Is there anything growing through them, any perennials or other kind of things, and then decide what to do with them as well. I think the best option looks like it's all weeds, so we would dig them up. It's like sort of brambles coming through, need to dig up. Wow, wow, wow. Here I think I found something. Look at that. Seems like, yeah, definitely it is a strawberry plant. So what I'm trying to do here is I managed to get the fork in and saw in this area there are no strawberry plants, so I will dig this up with my fork. But you see, it's not easy because it's a small bed, there is not much space to work. And look at the grass. The problem is, if you want to take the roots out, take them completely, because any of this, if this breaks, it's gonna create more grass. So take it out properly. I have just cleared this area in like last half an hour, but even I'm not happy. Look, you see all the roots, as I mentioned, they are breaking. So I don't know, if I put manure on top, they might have fresh shoots and new grass. So as I told you earlier, so this is the advantage of this tool. You can work with this in very fine spaces. It has got very thick blade and long blade, about I would say 15 centimeters long, and it's quite 6-7 mm thick from here and less so at the front, and it can go, you see, quite deep. So in these spaces where you might like to sit down and work and dig the weeds out, I find it quite handy. The normal hose we have or the trowel, it doesn't help in these side of very restrictive space. I don't know in the end how many plants I would be able to save, because grass is right gone into the plants. Look at that. I will probably spend again minimum 1 hour in this bed. I might have to just dig up the whole bed, get rid of everything, maybe replant the strawberry plants. They might not give fruit this year because some of the strawberry plants in my garden, they already are in flower. So what we have here is a rose which is neglected. There are a lot of roots which are visible. The soil is 10 centimeter below where this sort of crown is. So what we're gonna do is, first thing I'm gonna do is take out some of these weeds. You can take with a gardening knife, and I will just like dig the little bit so that the new compost and the manure I put, it goes in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mixture of compost and manure. So this is compost. Now I'm gonna put some manure on top, and then I'm gonna just mix it a little bit. I will put a little bit more compost to fill it up. We will water it now. Water thoroughly. Rose is a very thirsty plant. So I'm using secateurs now. So this is a dried stem. So I'm gonna cut it right where it is close to the crown. So I'm going to give a little bit pruning to these smaller stems as well. So this in the middle is a dry stem as well. So I'm going to cut it from here. Okay, I will put a little bit more compost around the plant because it will sink a little bit. I think that's about it. Now we leave it like that. So that's 4 hours done, week 2. Total 8 hours spent so far. What we have done today is we have sown the potatoes here, and we tried to clear that bed with the strawberries. I'm not happy with what we achieved with that bed, but it's okay. We come back next week and sort it out. And then we also have done what we could with the rose. Now we just wait. I think that's all for today. Make sure you subscribe my channel and join me on this journey. Let's see where we can go together in next 2 years by spending 4 hours every week. Thanks very much. Bye. Download our guide to the tulip varieties we've been growing for over 5 years. Check out the link in description and bio. If you enjoy simple, effective gardening ideas.